Wakey, wakey, it's time to acknowledge that we've been deceived and we've been living in an illusion, and this is the time for mutual awakening together, that there is a divine light within you that is bursting forth from behind your eyes, and we can find a unity that will pierce their lies, and we're finding it together today. Thank you for joining me, you awakened wonders. What a show we've got for you this Monday live. Hello, Robbo69 Show. Hello, Huckfed. Hello, Icy Cold, Gladys Lee. I'm talking to all of our friends in the Rumble chat right now. Madhouse Bronson, J Haas 44, Rando Member, Dust Infinity. I'm talking to the Awakened Wonders in the local stream. They're supporters of our movement. They know the world's going to change. They know that the power to change the world is awakening in you right now. We just have to direct it. Who would have imagined that Twitter, as it was once known, would be taken over by a person that would say things like, F the advertisers? Who knew that Twitter Spaces, or X Spaces as it's now known, would become a new peculiar parlor where people from around the world's banned and censored, accumulate together. Here you go, Bear. Have a snack, why don't you? To talk, well, let me know. Did you think that was a fantastic seance? Did you think it was a glorious seminar? Did you hear Vivek go pee-pee? Did you hear Alex Jones here? Did you hear Alex Jones? Did you hear him rumbling, grinding along, almost turning into Elvis, almost turning into Bill Hicks? All of those moments, fantastic stuff. I'm sure you enjoyed it. It was an extraordinary cultural moment, already iconic, and we will, of course, be talking about that, as well as talking about what is extremism now? Is extremism the new populist language and the new political movements appearing across the world that appear to have common traits and trends among them? Or is there a necessary anti-establishmentism on the rise as the bureaucracies of the neoliberal, centralist liars and deniers that have kept us oppressed, who had their hands shown in the pandemic period, is it up to us, we the people, to oppose them en masse? Is that tyranny now? Because I heard some pretty extreme language out of that lady Jacinda, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and we'll be looking at that extremism a little bit later. I've heard some extreme things said about the conflict in Ukraine, that if we don't stop Putin now, he might start invading Stop trying to control our minds with hand gestures, says Absurd Beats. Okay, what do you want me to do? What, I just lay them listlessly there? Just lay them on the table? I don't like it. I feel nude. I feel naked. Galactic Core 88, we have to abolish the cabal. I am Steve Reno. Chill, Magachode. You're chatting to each other on the thing. Tucker's had a word with Elon, says Mary Rose 1979. Before we get into that already iconic chat there on X Spaces, we're going to have a little look at some of Biden's blunders, and we're going to have a look at the new extremism. I've seen Trump compared to Hitler and to Putin and to various dictators of the past, without it ever mentioned that all those dictators were military and came into power in their 30s or 40s. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us refracted in the mirror of an interdimensional mind, know that the whole show will be available on Rumble. You should download the app now and join an extraordinary chat. More hands, say people in the chat, not less. That's thanks, Kate, in the chat. So do you see, man, if we can come together in that stream and find some commonality, maybe we can create a unified yet decentralized movement that will bring this demon down, that will take the head off this establishment serpent that wants to control us all. Hello from Adelaide, says CP6XH. Hello, mate. 3:40 in the morning. You gotta be high, dog, to be watching that right now. But are you as high as Joe Biden? He's been boasting about his billion, 300 million, trillion, $300 million infrastructure plan. We got, how many viewers we got? We got 11,000 cows and diddly thousand viewers. We got to get to 20,000. We got to get to the numbers that only exist in Joe Biden's mind. Is this guy a shaman? Has he invented some new kind of mathematics? Is he Oppenheimer, Einstein, and Tesla rolled into one? Or is he a very silly Billy?
Over $1 billion, $300 million, trillion, $300 million. Trump.
I got $1 billion, 300 million, trilly diddly diddly. That's a sort of like a poem. Is this Eminem?
This talks the talk. We walk the walk.
That's an inconvenient phrase. He talks the talk. We walk the walk. That weren't talking the talk. You can't even say regular numbers. And actually, I think that Donald Trump is quite good at walking, but let's have a look at him saying trilly milly dilly again.
Over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000.
We got a billy trilly milly dilly dilly. Like, don't say that Trump ain't walking the walk when this is how the dude enters into a room these days. He's not only walking the walk, he's dancing a dance. I know a lot of you love him over there in that Rumble chat. Let me know, is he the answer, yes or no? Is Trump the answer, or do we need to change the system radically? Do we need to radically reevaluate those institutions of government, all the way from the FBI, CIA, the NIH, all of that stuff. Sorry about my dog, he's wandering around here. Alex Jones is an American hero, someone's saying in the chat, and then someone just posts fart a lot. That's not helpful, is it? That's not, can you stop that? That's not helpful. Hey, can I be an Awaken Wonder if I don't believe in God? Yes, you can, although in my view, God is real. That's why you want to become an Awaken Wonder, so we can chat about the Holy Scriptures together, so we can chat about the Gita together, so we can advance the world together. Is it progress that Alex Jones has been allowed back on X? Yes or no? Do a Y or an N. Let me know what you think about that, guys. And let's have a listen. Is this the first one? Is this
Elon Musk
Oh, this is the legacy media reporting about it. Let me know what you guys think.
reinstated the X account of right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
That's what he is, a right-wing conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones. I'm only going to have one of it. She can't even get to the end of his name without doing some misinformation.
This morning, he marked his return with a repost. Jones was banned in 2018 for breaking rules against harassment and hate. This was before Musk took over. Musk posted a poll on his X account yesterday asking if Jones should be reinstated. 70% of the 2 million people who responded voted yes. Musk wrote today, "The people have spoken, so it shall be."
There you go. That must mean that. So, do we like democracy? Is it democracy okay, or do you not like democracy? Do you like democracy to verify the agenda of a globalist elite that will use any information that they can to amplify their agenda and advance their trajectory? But any information that's inconvenient, that's censored. It's misinformation. That laptop is not convenient. Those business deals, they are not convenient. We're sliding into a dictatorship. We're not sliding into one, baby. We're already there. I can tell you who's sliding into the lavatory during that iconic conversation. Vivek Ramaswamy, guest of the show, like Alex. I think he went for a quick... Did he go for a... Have we had this confirmed? Is this misinformation, or is Vivek Ramaswamy in the lavatory?
Decide not to have children. That's all I'm saying. And Elon Musk is promoting an optimistic, pro-human future that the science and evidence shows is real and that we need.
Gentlemen, I have to go.
Yeah, I just want to be sort of exactly. I want to be clear about my position. I'm super pro-human, and I mean all humans. Humans in America, humans in
Somebody's
Africa,
got their thing
Asia,
open,
and everywhere else.
Got their phone open in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's Vivek. Vivek, that's your phone, Vivek. I'm not able to mute you.
That's bad when that happens, like on a Zoom call, isn't it? Like, let alone, I think, look, there's 2.3 million people listening to Vivek Ramaswamy.
Vivek. Go ahead, Elon.
Sorry about that.
So,
Sorry about that.
well, I hope you feel better.
I feel great. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm assuming it was just a P. Now, these are the kind of conversations I think that the legacy media can no longer compete with. What would the legacy media do that's equivalent to this? Is there a movie star in the world? Is there a politician in the world that you would prefer to listen to on some talk show couch, maybe participating in a number to recommend a new medication? Or would you like to hear advocates of free speech, even if you don't agree with everything they say politically? Maybe what you agree with is democracy. Maybe what you agree with is the sanctity of the individual. Maybe what you agree with is democracy as close to the people affected by it as possible. Not dislocated democracy taking place way at the WEF, WHO levels, and you get whatever mandates trickle down to you like Vivek's wee-wee. That ain't good enough, baby. It's democracy for me every single day. Is this the bit where Elon's saying that he would do bird, as we say in the UK? He would do jail time. He would get behind the door in order to advocate for free speech. And without free speech, what do you got? All you've got is Strategic censorship. Oh, I don't agree with that person. This is a war that I happen to think is the legitimate. We'll amplify that agenda. Oh, this is a war that I'm against, so we better shut that down. Oh, this is an ideology that I'm pro. Very extraordinary. Play the call where Tucker and Alex prank call. I didn't see that. Where they prank call Brian Stelter. Oh, I'd like to see that. That's a good post in the Rumble chat. Did that happen, Gal? Did you know about that? What? Alex Jones and Tucker... Cool. Hello? Who is this? That sounds like Tucker Carlson. You better get off the line, you son of a gun. Hey, how come people aren't watching my show anymore? Oh, yeah, I do want to see that. See if you can find that. We'll do that exclusively on Rumble. And I do think you're right. People just saying fart in the chat there. That's of no value to us. That doesn't help us, does it? Let's have a look at Elon saying that free speech is the fundamental right and that he would do jail for it.
Yeah, and frankly, if I think a government agency is breaking the law in their demands on the platform, I would be prepared to go to prison personally if I think they are the ones breaking the law.
Sorry for eating. Sounds like we got a hero. Sounds like we got someone who's up to make personal sacrifices in order to advance the world. Do you think that's true? Let me know in the chat. Is he a hero? Yes or no? Just a Y or N, guys. Let us know. I mean, look, I feel like it sounds to me like Elon Musk is a vital and significant figure in the war against globalism. But let's face it, he is a very, very powerful billionaire. What am I eating? I'm eating these kind of noodles. I got really, really hungry. I'm so sorry. I've been working all day. Just for freedom, baby. I've been fighting so hard for democracy, I ain't had time to eat. Jetterix Jones says Vivek is staying well hydrated. And the bejesus, when the Karens flail their hands, it's terrifying. When Russell fails, it's like being wrapped in a blanket with a cup of cocoa. Thank you for endorsing my flailing. Tinabo73, it's my 50th. Happy 50th birthday. Thanks for being a member of our community. We love you. You're welcome here. So here we go. It's, like how they have Shark Week. It's Shark Week. It's on the legacy media. It's Dictator Month. Another day, another comparison to another dictator for Donald Trump. But no acknowledgement that when you have pre-bunking, i.e. the legacy media agrees to propagate CIA data, for example, around the Hunter Biden laptop, when you have Floridian primaries cancelled because Joe Biden can't face opposition, when you have debates cancelled, when you have the Democrat Party purge their own candidates, when you have a political establishment that says that if you don't vote for them, you're voting for a dictatorship, you already have a dictatorship. I'm going to put this to you. There are two great British perspicacious writers which offered us dystopian visions, and you already know what I'm going to say. Is it going to be the boot stamping on the face that George Orwell predicted, or is it Aldous Huxley's Soma-soaked banalised reality where we sit in our little pods, consuming and dumb, incapable of running our own lives, detached from our own nature and our own power, unable to access the deep divinity within us all? We're already sliding into a dictatorship. We have to awaken now. And the only way we can awaken is by finding the deep love within us all. We have to be willing to overlook the kind of opposition and conflict that may have defined our life up till now. And we have to be willing to be discerning when it comes to legacy media narratives like this one. Currently, Trump's a dictator. If he gets in, he'll stay in power forever. Miles Driver agreeing with me that it's Aldous Huxley. Sensitive Heart saying it's 1984.
And good morning to you. It's Sunday, December the 10th. I'm Ali Velshi. We begin this hour with the Republican Party's slow march into autocracy, led by Donald Trump, the one-day dictator wannabe. In a speech last night at the New York Young Republicans Club Gala, the GOP frontrunner did not back down from his comment last week that he would only be dictator on day one of a possible second term in office.
Firstly, where did this guy come from? I've never seen him before. Have you? And it's like he's been doing it for ages. He's very confident. If he did just start his job, he's gotten into it very, very quickly. Secondly, well, did you see when Trump was on Hannity and he said, just dictator for a day, just for a day? He was joking. He was joking. We've got a brilliant piece later written by Martin Gurry. If you've not read his book, Revolt of the Public, yet, read it now. He says, and this guy, and I'm going to tell you this honestly because I know a lot of you love Trump and you think Trump is the answer. This guy don't think Trump is the answer, but he says that the legacy media are being hysterical, that dictators tend to be in their 30s and 40s, come from a military background or have control over a paramilitary unit, and this hysteria from the legacy media, from the neoliberal globalist machine, saying everything that they're opposing is tyranny, saying that January 6th was an insurgency or an insurrection, there's never been an unarmed insurrection. You can't have insurrections without armed insurrectionists. You can't have people wandering around with flags in baseball hats like, right, okay, we're taking over. Which job do you want? I'll be the Ministry of Defence. What that was hijinks. No, someone died. Someone lost their life when... How did she die again? Remind me. It's in our video, which is on a little bit later. Let's watch the legacy media telling us that we have to be aware of Trump's hyperbole while spreading the exact kind of hyperbole and histrionics that they claim to oppose. In this case, this guy who's come out and... I mean, where did he come from? Did you ever see him before? Let me know who he is.
Instead, he doubled down on it.
Baker today in the New York Times, he said that I want to be a dictator. I didn't say that. I said I want to be a dictator for one day. But the New York Times said... And you know why I wanted to be a dictator? Because I want a wall, right? I want a wall, and I want to drill.
For all the lying that he does, there's no reason not to believe him when he says he wants to be dictator for one day. But what is unbelievable about it is that Trump, who's not known for his restraint or his self-discipline, would only want to be dictator for a day. It's a significant and disturbing escalation of rhetoric, even for Donald Trump, because of how bluntly and openly...
Firstly, he was responding to a bunch of hysterical accusations on legacy media. If Donald Trump gets in 2024, he will exile people, he'll execute people. I watched this myself on MSNBC. He will execute people, he'll make himself president for life, even though he didn't do that last time. Then Trump responds to that as with a joke, only for a day, drill, make a wall. And then they say, aha, he admits it. Also, look at that little rhetorical trick just then. Trump, you can't believe him. You can't believe anything he says, except this thing, actually, because it's convenient to my narrative. How often do you see information mobilized and weaponized in this manner? Let me know in the chat. Do you trust the legacy media anymore? Do you trust them at all? Hey, look, I'll level with you. I think we need radical change, and that kind of change has got to come from within us. We have to be willing to completely reevaluate all of our institutions, to occupy them with the vitality of us, of we, the people, truly the stuff that's in your Constitution, the stuff that's in our Magna Carta. The ideas are there, they're enshrined, they're just not being utilized because we have centralized dystopia. No, people are saying in the chat, but I think they're responding to the idea about our man there. Let's have a look at the end of this bit of propaganda.
He is telling us all about his autocratic plans for a second term.
Yep, you don't trust them. I don't trust them. Nobody trusts them. And perhaps one of the reasons we don't trust them is because it's pretty clear that they look at even war, the sort of apex or nadir, depending on how you regard it, of all of our human challenges, as an opportunity for profit. Lay down, Bear. Lay down. Don't be weird. He's putting his head through the curtain. It's weird. It's like it's Kubrickian, you know, like when Jack puts his head through that door. Lay down. Don't be unusual. Sorry about him. I'm so sorry about him. This is Antony Blinken saying that the Ukraine-Russia war should continue to be funded by your taxpayer dollars because actually the money's going back into America, creating jobs in America, because those jobs trickle down. Remember, we all remember trickle-down economics. It's working so well. It's trickling down onto the streets of San Francisco. It's trickling down to all of those tents all over Los Angeles. It's trickling down into that sense of nihilism you feel in your belly when you see these fools on your TV lying to you. He says that, he actually says what I think is the conspiracy theory. Don't worry about spending all this money in Ukraine because it's all coming back to America anyway via the military-industrial complex. Am I misinterpreting this? Have a look. Let me know in the chat. Is he just admitting one of the things that we call conspiracy theories? Let the dog be. Let the dog be, people are saying in the chat. Bear seeks fame. Yes, he does. We love Bear. Here's Johnny.
There's been extraordinary success by Ukraine, extraordinary strategic failure by Russia.
Was that extraordinary success? Yeah, by what metric? Because I think like the people are dying at extraordinary rates. The country's getting annihilated. And we did a piece earlier today about Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev and former heavyweight champion of the world, says Ukraine's getting more and more like Russia every single day. Many of the weapons that were tagged to go to Ukraine are ending up in all sorts of extraordinary places, like in Mexican drug cartels. How is this a success for Ukraine? Was the counteroffensive a success? No, it wasn't. Has their attempt to join NATO been successful? Well, not really, if you consider the loss of Ukrainian life to be a metric worth measuring. And, Anthony Blinken, he doesn't seem to.
It's in our interest to make sure that both endure with regard to Ukraine, and the best way to do that is to sustain our support. One other footnote on this, and this is more for the American audience. If you look at the investments that
who else is watching?
We've made in Ukraine's defense to deal with this aggression, 90% of the security assistance we provided has actually been spent here in the United States with our manufacturers, with our production, and that's produced more American jobs, more growth in our own economy. So this has also been a win-win that we need to continue.
Only when you experience state establishment propaganda will you hear a loss-loss described as a win-win. How's it a win-win? All of these Ukrainian people are dying. The American taxpayer is being ripped off. I know that's a win-win. For Raytheon, they're winning, and Lockheed Martin, they're winning, and there's Northrop Grumman, they're winning, and Joe Biden, he's winning. Win. That's not win. That's lie. That's propaganda. As well as admitting and acknowledging that 90% of the military aid that we're being told is going to help Ukrainian people. Do you remember at the beginning? It was like it was meant to be blankets and stuff. Like you got the idea that what your taxpayer dollars were going towards was actual aid of Ukrainian people. Then they kind of invented the term lethal aid. Now they're acknowledging that it's not even leaving the country. Occasionally it might drift off into Mexico if some reports are to be believed, but it's staying there for manufacture. And the idea that the American economy is sustainable through perpetual war, and that's a reliable model, what, should we just go around the world provoking endless wars because it creates some manufacturing jobs? I don't think is that... I've studied this book. Not as much as I should, and not as much as I will, but I've studied it. And nowhere in it does it say, why don't we engage in perpetual war in order to create jobs in the military-industrial complex? I feel that Christ may have had a better vision. I don't know. I'm not a theologian, but I feel he may have done. And yet, Chris Murphy, the senator, is amplifying this threat yet further. Where's Christ? Where is Christ? Let's have a look.
Republicans would argue, many of them, they're not calling to completely shut down the border, but as you say, to make it tougher to get through. If you look at the poll numbers, the latest Wall Street Journal poll shows a whopping 64% of people disapprove of President Biden's handling of the border. Does that add pressure on Democrats to get something done here?
Well, listen, I'm not paying attention to the politics here. What I know is that the future of the world is at stake. If we fail, if Republicans don't get reasonable in the next 24 to 48 hours, Russia is going to march into Ukraine. China is going to be given a green light to invade Taiwan. The world for my children is fundamentally different under that scenario. The United States security is at risk. So I am just beside myself that Republicans are playing games with the security of the world.
Amazing. The Republicans are playing games with the security of the world, and that may be true. And I do not see the Republican Party as any kind of solution at all. But what this dude, Chris Murphy, is advocating for here is arm the world in order to protect your children, in order to protect my children. That doesn't make sense, does it? Russell needs moderators, someone's saying in the chat. I've got moderators. Gareth Roy's there, just outshot, and he moderating hard. I am being moderated. Now, listen. If you're watching us on YouTube, let's start the countdown. Let's start the countdown right now. We're going to leave you on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you are watching us so that we can speak freely. Take a chance, and join the Rumble chat where there is so much free speech you would wish that someone would step in and moderate it, but nobody will. Or better yet, become an awakened wonder. Press the red button. Support our work. Transcend to the next level together. There is a light within you, a glorious light, and it is this light that will oppose their tyranny now. You don't don't trust their media. You don't trust the state. Join us. Join us now against them. See you over there. Okay, guys, we're just on Rumble now. Thank you so much.